Hello everybody, Glitch Reaper here. As you can tell, I'm back with the scenic Rahovart arena, and I've been listening to how the Mob Battles mod has extra features. So apparently you can actually save an entity to a spawn egg and then rename it and they're automatically teamed. Although I don't think that works for their minions. Yeah. But that's also why I have these already primed. The mob army staffs that are the ones that work by team. So I'll try to get the minions to fight each other and their and each other's opposing bosses too, if I can. So we'll make this a pretty big run, but it'll be Asmodeus versus Rahovart. I've been thinking of doing this for a while, and apparently there's been enough updates to this to make this a bit more viable. Previously, it was pretty much just one-sided, with Rahovart always just obliterating Asmodeus, but at some point, Lycanite figured out the oversight about that and decided to make it where Asmodeus is not automatically obliterated when hit with any of Rahovart's mega spells. So, yeah, well, we can say that it'll be a bit more fair now, kind of. So, demonic kaiju versus aberrant kaiju that happens to also dwell in the nether, in a way. Anyhow, here's Rahovart, and here's Asmodeus. Now, from what I understand, they don't necessarily automatically team against each other as much as you'd think, even with this. But the AI with Lycanite stuff has been a little notorious for being hard for others to control, but still being pretty good AI. As you can see, they're not automatically attacking each other. So I may have to go old school. Wait, does that count as attack? Yes, it does. Never mind. I didn't even have to hit them. They are officially engaging each other, because if he does that wave of shots, it does count. Okay, so I will, however, make sure that they count as their proper teams. If I can hit it. Oh wait, that's right, they're automatically teamed if it shares the same name with the egg, so I don't even have to do that, do I? Yeah, it's not showing a message, so I'm getting the idea that it's perfectly fine. Okay, so Team Rahovart. You're on Team Rahovart. You're on Team Rahovart. Wait a moment. It says left click. Are they, in fact, automatically teamed, but just not actually, like, attacking Asmodeus? Is that how this is working? Because I perfectly understand if that's how it's working. Wow, okay, that decided to move much faster than it was while I was doing testing. Apparently my new graphics card decided to finally kick in. And just go nuts. Asmodeus, you're aiming the wrong way. Rahovart is right behind you. I mean, that will hit everything in every direction, yes, but I mean, your gun, your humongous Gatlin is pointing the wrong way. It's supposed to go towards Rahovart over there. Oh, there's another reason why, I almost forgot, there's another reason technically why they might not be capable of hitting Asmodeus. It's because he actually has a bizarre hitbox, and it makes him kind of count as a combination between creature and block. Like, watch this, I can stand on his head. See? Sometimes they have issues with things like that, so yeah. Right now I'm on top of Asmodeus as he's being injured. These two are... Is this a good vantage point? I'm not entirely sure. Asmodeus, can you turn around? I don't exactly have a rotate mob stick. I have, like, for just about every other occasion except that. Didn't even think about that one. On the other hand, Rahovart is definitely going for it, and so is Asmodeus. They are hitting each other. And he is throwing his mega spells in the correct direction, at least for now. Sometimes he throws that one in the wrong direction, although that one kind of clipped him there and nicked him at the corner. But he's got the wave, the barrier, and the wall, so he's got a few different ones. Now, the thing about Asmodeus is there will be a time where he'll try to protect himself with summoned minions and become kind of invulnerable, in which case Rahovart would have to somehow get rid of those minions. Or I might. I might make that a little more fair, because normally the teams would actually seek out each other's uh, proper team members to fight. So I don't know. They might route around this whole thing and attack the specially summoned Asteros, or they might not. I'm not entirely sure. He's certainly doing that a lot faster than he was before. Let's check out their HP. Asmodeus is at 3,918, and Rahovart is at 3,978 right now. Whenever I checked that, anyhow. They are hitting each other, but for very minimal damage each time, so this is going to be a bit of a long fight. Kind of. I mean, they're hitting each other pretty fast now in terms of actual, like, number of times they actually attack. Rahovart does have another attack against him, but I'm not sure if I can see it. Because it might, again, because of his weird hitbox, not be visible for a moment. Maybe I need to part these two a little bit. Give them a little space. Let me do the old force field technique. If I can. Can I force field Rahovart anymore? Oh, well, I'm actually within the hitbox of... I'm not sure if I can. Am I getting pushed back? How am I stuck in a leg? I have so many questions. My armor usually works with this. Have they become, like, gravitationally anchored now? Do I absolutely have to use my gun? My beautiful gravity gun? To just give them a slight bit of space? And that one was mostly the wrong way, Rahovart. It's not working on them. I think Lycanite updated it against all sorts of other factors that are often considered a little easy to do. Okay, let me try. Wow, that just blazed and everything. Let me try the other push function. Nope. I can't push them at all, either of them. Nope, they are not budging. I cannot adjust them. I think he made them 100% immune to knockback and launch, in addition to giving Asmodeus a resistance to Rahovart's attacks. So, yeah, that's definitely pretty big there. And this is still 1.12.2, so later versions probably have similar, well, measures against each other. Although, the sheer barrage speed that Asmodeus goes to whenever he's really at it is kind of intense. Okay. Big wave. Maybe I need to do it from up here. Oh, headphones. Or special message thing. Just a second here. I thought that it wasn't going to bother with that since I was already recording. But it's re-registering the fact that I plugged in my headphones and mic. Well, if I can't push you, this thing is useless. And if you're already teamed, I don't need to worry about that, so... And you're already out, so what can I actually use in case I need to use it? I don't think there's much I can do right now to encourage them or push them apart or anything, because this situation, I didn't think that they'd be that updated, in terms of their defenses, but it's a good thing, too. It kind of prevents the strategy of creating Rahovart and Asmodeus right next to each other just so that Rahovart can blow Asmodeus away. Because now that's not happening, because he's resistant to the wave. And there it goes again. However, I haven't seen Asmodeus using his Gatling correctly for a while. Have I just missed it? Or is he just not shooting it right now? Because before he was, whenever he was doing some testing to see if I could get him to fight each other. And now I haven't seen it. Well, he is turning towards them. Maybe he'll actually aim up and fire. And maybe Rahovart will shoot at my face. Okay. I do see a trite over here. So there is some... Okay, maybe I do have uses of this. Okay, this is Team Asmodeus. Okay. Team Asmodeus. Team Rahovart. I think they're already... Wow, I guess creatures of the Nether just don't fight each other that much, and it's got like some sort of safety against it. But these two are still in a feud. So do happen on occasion, so I guess that's within lore. That they specifically are an exception and will fight each other. Of course, Lycanite's also a fan of huge kaiju battles, and so this had to be made sure that it would actually work. So I figure he left that one on purpose. It's like, yeah, let's just let... And the minions are too scared. They're like, literally so scared, like, let's just let the big ones duke it out and not worry about it. Because we're not their level. Asmodeus is totally getting it. Now that they're kind of stuck together. Well, Asmodeus can still do the eternal ring shots. Or big Gatling-style ring shots. Or well, just Danmaku barrage. He's a demon it's a Danmaku demon, so it happens. Just tremendous bullet curtain coming out, which is one of the translations of Danmaku, if you didn't know. And that's pretty appropriate for what he's doing. Asmodeus doesn't do it quite so much. He does launch fireballs at Asmodeus, but at this range, I don't know if you could see them. I don't know if he's even used them that much, because he'll take a strike whenever he's not getting hit with the wall, or the blast wave, or whatever. He's also charging it up way faster than he was whenever I was doing testing. Just pointing that out. He's using it seriously more often. Okay. Yeah, they really wailed on each other at that point. Now, it will take a while before they really start changing faces, but when that happens, things will get particularly wild. What is that clanking sound? He's not actually moving. Just a moment, I need to take care of something, but I'll leave this actually running because I have a feeling they won't be done anytime soon. So I'll be taking a break from my commentary. You could just watch as they pummel each other. I'll be right back. And I'm back to my monumental kaiju-sized battle. I can see there hasn't been too terribly much progress in the meantime. Even though I'm pretty sure now they are teamed correctly, they just don't behave like it quite the way that I'd figure. I may have to unleash other large creatures against them that will be more willing to be... Well, not that they'd be willing. It's other large creatures that the summons would probably actually attack. That would probably be a good idea. Okay, that was a rush. I do have some interesting ideas of things to have these guys fight. Probably not them acting as a team, though. I'm pretty sure they'd eventually turn on each other. Because that big shot that Asmodeus does whenever he just unleashes just a circular curtain of shots right there, right on cue, would totally tick off Asmodeus. Like, hands down, totally gonna happen. But I have been thinking, what could do serious damage to Asmodeus and or Rahovart? That is some interesting question, and I do have some thoughts. I think I've done some similar things before. I'm gonna have to look around and check my my list. Then again, maybe not. Maybe they've just been on my list to do for a while. It's been a while since I even got back to my to-do list in terms of mob battles. So many are on that list. It's a long list. Well, Asmodeus is finally about to be down by 400 points. Let's check Rahovart here. Progress. Yeah, this is definitely in Rahovart's favor, because Rahovart's only about to be down by 100 points. We haven't even had a phase transition yet on either of them. Now, also remember they do have a damage limit value each. I don't remember what that is, but I know it's actually a fairly low damage limit compared with a lot of heavy artillery weapons. So, yeah, I mean, fights with them are definitely gonna take a while. But that's also part of the show. It makes it epic. Now, to be perfectly fair, the damage they're throwing at each other is well below that limit anyhow, so I don't think they're going to be cut off by it. Did that just go totally the wrong way? Yeah, I think he whiffed. That said, Asmodeus has, in fact, gone past 400 points of damage. And Rahovart has gone past 100. It's just still nothing compared to their total HP, though. I mean, each of them has 4,000 hit points, and these are their base forms. These are not the extra special versions. So, just think about that. There are, in fact, extra special versions of them, too. So, although that might be more in the later versions of Lycanites Mobs, but I think it might be possible in 1.12.2. Either way, I wanted to show this at base value, partially because their HP would be absolutely ridiculous if I did the bigger versions. So there's that. I'm still curious if Asmodeus gets to go to phase 2, will Rahovart be able to take out the minions that shield him? Or will it be where Asmodeus winds up winning by semi-default by being the only one that can actually damage the other one? Because that is also one of the conditions, is that if they can damage each other at first, it's a valid mob battle, but if at some point they become unable to really do so, then you can tell which one would win out in the end. Although Rahovart does have a few tricks up his sleeve, once he gets to phase 2 himself, he starts doing something extra dangerous, because then he sweeps that effect all over the place in a wide radius around him. And for multiple rotations. So it makes it where it's practically inescapable at that point, as long as you're within the radius. still thinking it's weird that they are kind of stuck this way. I mean, it could be that I spawned them too close together, and that's it, but I think that my entity pushing ability would have gotten that parted by now. Okay, that's... yeah, I'm between them. I can hurl that demon, but can't seem to get Did Rahovart move and force himself into this position? Because I thought I spawned them at least a little distance apart originally. Wow, that was bright and in my face. Well, either way, he's taking a chunk out of Asmodeus. I don't remember when their phase transitions actually start, though. So that's a thing. But I know with Asmodeus, he starts using special shielding minions. With Rahovart, he does the big giant sweep around for a 360 attack. No scope required. I think they would have probably charged into each other anyhow. So even if I'd spawned them farther apart, I think we still would have wound up at this point. And of course they could still damage each other because they clearly are working on each other, so it's still a valid fight. Even if it looks a little more awkward than I thought it would. Again, testing was a little different. Asmodeus did fire his Gatling cannon at Rahovart. Rahovart, you could tell him chucking giant fireballs at Asmodeus. Not those fireballs, the other green fireballs. The ones he just launches around the field a good portion of the time normally. Maybe if I actually use the Mob Enrager. But I don't think so, because I think they're clearly attacking each other. I mean, I could make them a little more irritated, maybe. Yeah, that got him to remember how to go for it. His hitbox is a little weird. It's one of those things. But either way, I got him to actually shoot. Still, results seem to be that Rahovart is in the lead in terms of taking down Asmodeus. Asmodeus is still behind on Rahovart, and I think that wouldn't really be too much of a difference, even if he had been using his gun from the start, because Rahovart still is just the Demon King. Of course, Asmodeus is the Aberration King, so there's a comparison there. Now let's take a moment to look and see who is actually bigger. Well, Rahovart is a bit taller, but Asmodeus is so much wider because of all those spider legs. And of course, the ginormous main brain area is enormously huge. He literally does big brain plays all the time. You rushed him there. Maybe it's slowed down because I did officially pull the aggro correctly. So I'm wondering if that's what's causing the slowdown a bit. Maybe. I still can't push him. I'm trying. I really am trying to separate them, but I'm not sure if they even want to be. I think they want to be all up in each other's faces. That's just the way it's going to be. Yeah, there. There's some of his shots. I saw him lob a few fireballs there. I'm not sure if it was just hard to see before, or if having them have their aggro drawn with this thing finally worked. I may have to direct minions later in some way. Because I could always divert a few of Rahovart's minions to fight the ones that Asmodeus has, to make it a bit more accurate to if they really knew what they were doing when they were fighting each other. Here's a big one. Thing is, I haven't seen like their second level minions around. I've seen Trites from Asmodeus. Yep, I got it on normal. I've seen Belfs from Rahovart, but I haven't seen either Behemoths from Rahovart or Astaroths from Asmodeus yet. That might be a bit more phase dependent. I think it usually is anyhow. That they summon more creatures as they go through their phases. It's just usually it doesn't take this long to go between phases, but they're dealing very little damage to each other at any one time. So that's making it take a little while. Because as an active player, you could kind of take their health down a lot quicker than they are to each other, apparently. There we go. Better angle for this whole thing now. Asmodeus is approaching much closer to the coveted 1,000 down mark, which may or may not mark his next phase. Again, I forget exactly how much it takes. Being 500 HP down certainly isn't it, because he would have been there by now. That wave moved a little slower than expected, but whatever. Again, I'm wondering if some things are affecting it. Okay, okay, that had a weird lag. Like one lone energy ball shot, and then like the rest of the string from the Gatling decided to go in our line. It's like, yeah, what's with the weird delay there? Now the delay for them receiving damage, I do understand. Sometimes it takes them a little while to register their attacks. So that's a thing. And I think it is slower now that I've drawn their aggro officially to each other. So there's that. We have another very slow wave. It's incredibly slow. Someone called the slow-mo guys and decided to just film it at like a few frames per second. I'm not affiliated with them, but I am aware of what they do. It is interesting. And we have seen a little bit off Rahovart's health over time, but Asmodeus clearly has more down. I'd just like to see him at least get to their next phase, and see if there's some way to handle it. Because otherwise, they're gonna hit a wall. A defensive wall, and that's going to get a little crazy. Of course, Asmodeus' tricks might not be absolute against Rahovart either. There is that possibility, but I need to find out. It's just how it needs to be. Asmodeus has 3 of his giant fireballs prepped. Whenever he gets enough, he will send off another one of his mega spells again. Of course, they could just, like, go on at the same time and instantly trigger it when you're only seeing a bit ready. So that happens too. Because as the Belfs sacrifice themselves to Rahovart, it powers him up. And then it becomes Behemoth being the big deal. And then things get particularly crazy. Asmodeus is nearly... Oh wow, 3-3-3-3. Okay, I'm glad to have seen that. But yeah, this is a very slow fight. Maybe I should have had them doing a team-up against something. That would have been cool. But I'd have to really think of what. Like, maybe a Great Worm of one of the dragons from Ice and Fire. Like maybe a Great Worm Ice Dragon or a Great Worm Fire Dragon. Of course, I'm trying to remember if they share that version of Ice and Fire that officially has the Lightning Dragon. I think that might be in 1.15. I can check. I think Lycanites Mobs is in that version. He just hasn't gone to 1.16 yet, because he kind of alternates back and forth. He takes a big break, then he goes to a huge coding rampage. So he just kind of alternates in a way. It's just how he does it. So you will see it for 1.16 plus eventually. It's just not quite yet. But he'll get there. I know Ice and Fire is in 1.16, that's why I was mentioning that. But I'm going to have to check which version has the Lightning Dragon. Like, did it start in 1.12? Or did it start in 1.15? Because I'm pretty sure it jumped 1.13 and 1.14. I'm pretty sure of that. And since it's going to take them a while to bust through each other's HP and get to another phase, I'm actually going to check some of the spawn eggs. Because that'll keep happening in the background. Okay. So, I think I got Ice and Fire around here. Yeah, I do. Okay. Does it have the spawn eggs here, though? Does it have them elsewhere? Yeah, it just says Ice and Fire Dragons. Staff of the Dreaded Queen isn't fully incorporated yet because the Dreaded Queen is not fully incorporated yet. So we'll get there. Yeah, they're heating it up while I'm in the middle of trying to figure out about the Lightning Dragon. I do have that mod in this version. I was thinking of doing some Define RPG-based mob battles. I think the AI in these versions actually have it as workable. Okay, so spawn Fire Dragon. Nice. Snow Villager, going Pixie, Cyclops, Remic Sentinel, First Trolls, Alien Bird. I am not seeing... Nope, I got past them. Okay, so the Lightning Dragon isn't in this version. That's understood. Asmodeus is officially 700 points plus down. While Rahovart is about 300 down. He's getting there. There he goes. Will Asmodeus' second phase be able to be taken down by Rahovart? That is the question. As he strategically shields himself after a while. This is a titanic battle, though. It's one that I've been waiting to do for a long time, and there was some recent re-requests for the fight, so here we go. Now do note that Asmodeus' shots from his Gatling do have piercing, so they go through targets. Even Rahovart. So he's just shooting right through them and out. It is every time. This also includes his big Dan Macker barrage type shots. They also tend to go through their targets. I think that's more property of him doing it, rather than their usual use. So, I don't think that would happen if you used a staff yourself. Although then again, some Lycanites projectiles do pierce through, so maybe? I'm just trying to remember if it works with that exact type. Asmodeus, will you get to 1,000 points before I decide to... I don't know. I don't know. I have time. I have time. I gotta remember, I have time. And I can take a break and just let it go, because they're taking a while. Okay, yeah, you got a couple of the fireballs really fast, so as you can, sometimes they decide to sack a lot of themselves at the same time to speed things up. He has, in fact, whacked Asmodeus a few times with those direct fireballs. Usually only does that against very big targets that are annoying him. Like Asmodeus here. Again, they've gotten to a little bit of an argument. Which I definitely inspired. Kind of. It was only slightly rigged. But it happened. Are you finally gonna be about 250 points down, Rahovart? Not quite yet. Yeah, he'll get there. Asmodeus is definitely still dropping faster, though. Although their rate may have equilibrated a bit since I pulled their actual aggro to each other. Before, it was definitely biased in Rahovart's favor. But Asmodeus is a more frequent shot, so there's that. He makes up with it with just sheer enthusiasm. He just likes shooting things. Finally, Rahovart's down by 250. Asmodeus nearly down by 800. He'll get there in a little while. But it's the full 1,000 I'm wondering, because I'm trying to remember if that is indeed his second phase. Or if he has to be half down. I could speed things up a little. Just doing it equally, I guess, could really prove that. Let me see here. I do have my Project E stuff possible. Do I have it on me? No, I do not. I was thinking of smacking them both with the red Qatar to speed things up. Of course, that might not be necessary because sure if that just lagged or what. Yeah, okay. Okay, well you guys do that. Oh wait, I have to do something a bit different there. Wait, did it finally register? Let's see if that charged it up. Okay, I'm going to check my controls. It's been a long time since I've been on this particular file. Okay, don't need you, because I'm not using Draconic. It's always interesting you could place items in the world with that. Okay, so maybe I had a conflict. Change mode, charge... C? Okay, what else is C? Mount unperched pet. Okay. Do I have it there? Okay. Now I can properly charge my weapon. Yeah, that's a little delayed because I know I was hitting it faster than that. Okay, let's start swatting them both. And you can also probably see their damage limits that way. Okay, Rahovart. This guy. Can I hit you both from here? Apparently I could. So let's speed them up a bit. I missed Rahovart and just hit Asmodeus. Okay. Well, that time things went off. I do believe it was his giant moving wall of destruction. Okay, well, their hitbox hit from here for both of them. I think they were in invulnerability from hitting each other that time. That time I hit them both. Just speeding things up a little. Usually I don't do this, but I'm trying to make sure of how... Okay, him being down by 1,000 does not move his face. So I'm definitely going to have to do a lot of this. Be in the middle, if I can be. Okay, that was just a big delay and then they just wailed on each other. So let's get out of the source of lag for a second. You can see their damage limit is about 50 points. Because in this configuration, the red Qatar deals 1,000 points of armor-piercing damage, but still obeys damage limits. So anything that incorporates damage limits knows how to keep this thing from just wrecking things instantly. Of course, being able to give things huge amounts of health also tend to help. Although, this is a mob battle, not me directly fighting them, so a bit of a different story. I'm just speeding things up. Missing them somehow? Well, again, Asmodeus has a huge hitbox, and it does weird things, like keeping something... Okay, there's the minion. That's what I was talking about. And now he's got the shield. So, can Rahovart officially break through with that? The answer is no. But, can I get the minions to fight can I redirect some minions to fight the shield guy? Where'd the shield guy go? Because there will be, like, a visible thing. Maybe he actually did take it out for a moment. Yeah, because it's going on and off. But there's supposed to be, like, a guy specifically supporting it. Did he get knocked out of the arena? Sometimes that does happen. I have seen that happen before. Not currently. Nope. Maybe the shield's working a little differently right now. Or it just has it periodically. Did he put it up, like, literally at the last moment? Is that how that worked? So I'm trying to see if there's a minion around that's supplying it or not. Otherwise I'll need to time this and see if I can actually hit him at all, because if he's invulnerable and the minion's not there, that's a fluke. It's not supposed to work that way. So there's supposed to be a minion clearly providing him power. I don't know if it can go through objects, though, so it might be that he's gotten buried somehow. Looks like he's taken a little bit of damage since. I'm not sure where the minion went. Or if there is one anymore. Maybe Asmodeus stomped him down and just forced him into the area below. And he's transmitting through the ground. Because I'm trying to make sure that he can be hit somehow. But it looks like it would default towards Asmodeus if I can't find the minion and get rid of it somehow. I was going to direct Rahovart's minions against Asmodeus' special shielder guy. But that's not happening. Also, Asmodeus seems to have recovered in HP. They're getting closer to each other. But I don't think Rahovart's shots penetrate underground that much. I mean, they can kind of go through objects to a degree, but then at the same time they don't entirely. I mean, let me just demonstrate next time he does that. You see, it's going there, it's going out the wall and that way. So it phases through the wall, but I don't know if it goes far enough down to hit a minion that's been somehow sequestered below. I'll let those two duke it out for a while I go examining here. So I have a theory. Is there a minion here? I know, it's weird, me being below while they're fighting. But I'm trying to see if maybe there's an area that it went to. Okay, let me I don't know if I'm directly under Asmodeus or not, because if he did stomp one directly in, that would be an interesting circumstance. I could probably start from over here anyhow. Is there any power transmission going from under here? Because I need to find out if there's a guy that's just been hiding underneath, giving him power through a wall. Or rather, through a ceiling. Through the floor. You get what I mean. It's a tad relative and based on your orientation at the time. It says weird punching my way through. Ah, there is a cave. There is a cave that he... No, that's what I made. But only part of it's what I made. Some of it goes down here. A bit deeper. Wait, there was something there. Was that where the minion went? Or is that one of the blasts that managed to get deep enough to actually be seen? I'm not sure, because I can't see above me right now, for obvious reasons. I mean, there are two kaiju-sized creatures duking it out directly above me. Or somewhat above me, at least. But if I can see where that's coming from, then... or going to... they can see where he went. Because I don't think he got defeated. And yet, Asmodeus still's getting shielding. It's supposed to work just with the minion. Like, you defeat the minion, you break the shield, then you can hurt Asmodeus. Darn lips. Then you can hurt Asmodeus for a while. That's supposed to be how it works. But it's not going that way right now, because he just keeps getting a shield. Not sure if that's a specific countermeasure against Rahovart or not. I mean, it could be. Could be. But I don't think that's how it is. Is there a lost Astaroth down here? Whoa, I saw something. Was that one of them? Is that one of the attacks? I managed to get a lot of things cleared out down here. It should have gotten close enough to him for me to see it. But I don't know. Then again, there is another way to do this. Let me see here. Can I not tab? Maybe I can't... I was pretty sure I could do that in this version. Hello? No, that's definitely not what I'm going to do. Let's see, I think I had to do it as... type equals... Nope, that's not tabbing. I don't know how to use the kill command on them for some reason. It's just not working. Meanwhile, I can't find the guy. Because if I found the guy, I'd be able to take care of that shield issue. But that's not happening. This has gotten to be a very weird mob battle, but sometimes that just happens. I'm pretty sure someone got stuck under here, because he's not supposed to just keep getting shields. I saw something for a moment, but I'm not sure if that was him. If it is, I can hunt him down. He's not supposed to be at this location. I think he got stomped into it somehow. Like, maybe he was right next to Asmodeus whenever he got jostled. And then he just landed on top of him. I thought I saw a flash of something, and that's kind of like how the shield emission was supposed to go. Okay, let me get a good picture of the environment while I'm here and see if anything flashes. There should be kind of a special particle effect that goes between them. I think I hit it. Because this is a radial effect. So I think one was forced down. I managed to just hit it with my attack. Not how I wanted to clear it out, but sometimes whatever works. Now, can you hit Asmodeus? No? Was he summoned below again? Only to a better spot? Because I'm suspicious that's what's happening here. It's gotten a little weird. So, okay, I'm gonna look below and see if I can find a guy. I need to talk to an Astaroth about a shield. So, I'll be right back. At least I thought they'd be down here. Again, I'm not entirely sure if that's what's going on or not. Just taking measures to try to take it out. Can I even hit him when he's like that? No. He is definitely invulnerable to it at the time. And Rahovart is probably also about to get to his next phase. There we go, they're both in phase 2. That took a while. Can I hit Asmodeus, though? Because I think he's got a guy that's down deep giving him power, but I'm not 100% sure that's what's going on. It's a little ambiguous, because he's not supposed to have that effect without some support guy. Could be a glitch in this version. This is the latest out of the 1.12 version, so it would be a shame if this version doesn't allow you to actually hit him correctly. Oh, we have the big one. See, this is the rotating walls I was mentioning. And if Asmodeus was somehow hittable, then it would work. But somehow he is not hittable, even to my insanely good weapon. Of course, his radius might be too tight. Wait, it said one figure form one way and another another. I'm not getting how that's going for it. I am completely blazed out by flaming barrier of demonic doom. I was gonna try using the kill command to sweep them out somehow, and I could not do it. That's kind of a weird fail. I don't know the best way to prevent them from spawning. Or, not prevent them from spawning, but to find... Okay, it is going deep enough that if there was one here, it should have been swept out. I don't know. I think this version's a little bugged on that one, so this one might be, even after all I've gone through, technically inconclusive. Because if he's just making the shield and there's no way to get past it, then that's not what's supposed to happen. Although I can try taking down a different creature and seeing if that lowers the shield. You just need to find a trite. Because usually you take down the Astaroth doing the shield, but it could be that this version's doing things a little differently. I don't think that's supposed to be how it works, but I can at least try to find out. Because you just take out a minion, and you can progress. That's how it works. Take out the proper minions, probably plural, and then you can kind of progress in the fight or prevent something from happening. That's how it should be. But is that what happening? Is that what is happening here? I don't think so. We have a technical difficulty. Although that going a little up and down through the area should sweep them out, because they're not demons. It specifically doesn't target demons, and trites are now aberrations, so that should clear the field. But so far, he hasn't taken any damage at all during this whole time. Ever since he got shielded, he's just still there. So he's like, he just doesn't have a way to take damage anymore. Yeah, there should be a guy providing him with energy, but I can't find him. If I can't find him the next run around, then I'll just call it a slightly inconclusive. I mean, you could call it in favor of Asmodeus, because he's now invulnerable. But, on the other hand, you could call it inclusive because I don't think that kind of invulnerable is supposed to happen. I think you're supposed to be able to take out a minion and get that cleared. That's the usual way of progressing. And maybe I've been timing that wrong. Maybe I need to just keep slashing and hope that I hit him at the right time, because there's a bit of a delay. I mean, maybe the shield's only visually going down, it's just continuously up indefinitely, which would make him totally invulnerable. Nope, he's not moving. At all. They still get devastated. And I thought I saw the Astaroth that he was drawing on before. I don't know what happened to it. Did I take it out? Did one of them take it out? I don't know. But his shield effect has remained regardless. And it's very annoying that it's not operating properly. Because again, should be able to take out minion, get shield cleared. That's supposed to be how it works. But is it happening? No. Okay, so I'll go around the perimeter of the outside. Look to see if there's a lost minion. Okay, so that doesn't quite reach over here from there. That's interesting to know. But he's not exactly centered the way he normally is, so there's that. I'm just not seeing a lost trite. Or a lost Astaroth. Or any of Asmodeus' minions at all right now. I know I got it on normal, so it should be there. Okay, one last check below, and then I'm calling it out, because this is gotten officially insane. Nope, no evidence of Astaroth or trite. Okay, it's a little weird, I gotta admit. But at least I get to stand on top of his force field head. Whoa, is he pushing me along? Yeah, there's a push here. Or something. If you stand at just the right spot, it likes to fling you the rest of the way. And I can't actually hit him from here, no matter how much it looks like I can. So, yep, he's invulnerable. Okay, I'll just stand here on top of Asmodeus' head in the force field. So I'm in a demon bubble now. That's how things have gone. I'm sorry that this decided to just not work. But he's not supposed to just remain invulnerable indefinitely. He is supposed to be beatable, but something has gone horribly wrong, and I'm wondering what. There may be a part 2 if I find a version where this can actually work. But sometimes mob battles don't turn out the way you expect them to, and that may just be this case. For now, I'll be logging off. Hope to hear from y'all later, and if we get back to a part 2, we will. For now, goodbye for now.